Hi, it's Hervé from Comic Book Bin, fluent since 2002. Like and subscribe. This is my review of the Cobra Rats. I like those figures. As you can see, I'm up to my usual army building shenanigans. And I've got a few of them, quite a few of them. I've got 8 of them in all. So I've got 4 packs in all. And I'm having fun with them. I really like those ground crew action figures. I think we should get more of those regular Cobras or even Joes. Like if there was a version for Joe's Cobra Rat or Cobra Joe Cruise, whatever you want to call them, that would be fun also. Why? Because they make the G.I. Joe and the Cobra world more realistic. It feels like it's inhabited. And with this box here, which I think is the coolest little thing ever, in my case, I'm packing it with tartans. That's for my Iron Grenadier. They're shipping stuff to the Iron Grenadier. And a lot of my extra stuff, this came with the Cobra fake bunker thing. So I'm packing a lot of stuff in there. And because it's been sent to the Iron Grenadier, or the Iron Grenadier are sending it, who cares? One of them is sending it to the other one. I'm packing this nice tartan on top of it, just like that. You have to build these boxes. Some people are having problems with them, but in my case, everything seems to be alright. I don't have a problem shutting them down. They get quite dirty easily and dusty, and you can obviously stack them one on top of the other easily, like that. So, I wanted to diversify, like usual, my figures. Since I've got a few of them, I didn't want all of them to look the same. And I've managed to kind of make each of the 8 characters look completely different. I'm going to start with my Cobra Rattler gunner and show you his real head underneath so you can get a sense of what I've done here with my ramp rats. Recognize this face? This is a ramp rat face. Obviously I added scarf here. Looks much better this way. So as you can see, I'm already using my ramp rat heads like that. And I think it's a good way of diversifying your crews or making them unique, each of them being unique and not like the other guys. So I can't tell you exactly, I don't remember because it's been a month since I've done all the changes, but I do know that not all of the necks and heads are compatible in terms of pegs. So if you need to start customizing them, you may have to change the neck peg entirely with the figure. So you warm them up and you make sure that you unplug everything so that something else can be plugged in. By default, he comes with a helmet like this one, gun, and so on. And I gave him an extra headphone here. I'm not sure exactly where I took it from, but instead of wearing his helmet, he's wearing this instead. So 2 of them have the basic. This is the brown one. This is not the other guy. That's the guy with the black face mask. And you got the red face mask, which is this guy, the bald guy. Is here. Just a regular ramp rat. Comes with a weapon too. What I wanted to show you, because that's where I made most of the changes, is this one. This is one of the Rattler gunner's head. In the past, I was using it with the Legacy officer, but I decided I was just going to put one of my Cobra ramp rat heads on my Legacy officer because I wanted them to be Cobras. I'll show it to you later on. So he's got the gunner head here. So if you got the Rattler, came with a gunner and two heads for the gunners, and this is the other head of the other gunner. Had a black head and a white head. And as you can see, those are compatible. But like I mentioned, the neck peg are not exactly perfect. It's very easy to unplug. It's not perfect. It doesn't hold very tight. But unless you play rough with your figures, it should be just fine. Same thing for this guy. Right? Oops. I guess I put some fabric in there. I didn't remember that I put something in there so it would hold on tight. As you can see here. Oops. Let's put it back. Because it was probably too loose. Oops. Sorry about that. I didn't remember that I had to use some kind of trick to make sure that he was plugging perfectly. Okay. It's back in business. It's got a knife also, obviously. So these two, I'm not putting the helmets on because I wanted to be able to look at them. They look different. They don't look like the other guys. And obviously, I've got my regular one. This is a regular head. And the other head. Like this. The other ones have all the helmets on. And that's okay. That's just fine this way. Got a Viper, Tele-Viper here in the back. I really like those screws. They look good together. I've got my ladder from the Rattler. And I find that it's a good... It doesn't fit perfectly. It's too short to fit in perfectly. But it's good as a backdrop somewhere. Can use that as a backdrop. And so this guy's going to go back into his Rattler now that I've got what I wanted from him. I wanted just to show you how it could look with this head on. The other pack are filled with extra guns and gear and stuff I've got from years of G.I. Joe classified collecting. I've also got a few weapons from Valorverse, probably. A lot of extra gear that I've just packed in there, missiles and stuff, who knows. A lot of extra stuff is in there. That's basically what I did. So each of them are filled with something inside like this, which I really like I mentioned. Some people are saying that they're really having problems shutting these things down. I find that it's not very difficult in my case. None of them are defective. Now I'm going to pull back and show you my trouble bubble. Let me state that again because I wasn't in mic. The trouble bubble character. So this is the Legacy Cop. And he's using one of those ramp rat heads plus visor. And obviously because he's flying, I gave him some headphones too. I'm pretty sure this thing is noisy, and when you fly, you probably need protection or something. So there it is. You've got your protection. And this is how you create new characters. So this guy can be like outpost guard or something like that for Cobra. It just goes on in the field, and he's got this Cobra look, you know. So this is how you can use extra stuff, extra gear that you've got. And those guys are perfect for that, in the sense that you can use those extra heads on other Cobra troops if you ever need so. I believe I've got a bunch of extra of those heads lying around. I can use with this guy. I can use all over the place. It's going to be cool. You could probably even use them with some those guys like him. You could possibly, I don't know if they're compatible, I haven't checked yet, but perhaps you could change some of those heads with regular Cobra troop heads here. Because those heads are perfect for that. They're perfect for your generic Cobra troops, you know. So if you've got double of them, I wish that they would build even more this world, these extra characters, so we could have more of those kind of regular crews, like I said, for both G.I. Joe and Cobra, because they're fun to have. They really are fun to have, to, you know, just lie around and create new characters and world building. For the articulation, I haven't played with them very much, but I guess I can show you how they go. I'm going to use a regular one. They came with some of those batons. Those are for those who work with the airplanes and jets and so on, and helicopters and so on. And I believe the red ones have another function. If I'm not mistaken, each color means something, and they have extra colors like green and possibly purple and blue, who knows, and each of them have a different function here. They're smooth enough, but they can be kind of stuck in their ways. The other thing also is, if you boil those figures, you can probably remove those vests and put them on someone else if you have extra crews and so on. So why not? You can bend the knees, double articulation. I'm not sure what build these guys are from. I think they're new builds. I don't recall any of the parts that they being used in the past, but that's because I haven't checked properly. The ankles kind of loose here. That's why a few of them are sitting on those boxes, and that's actually, I think, a good way of pausing them around, having a few of them sitting on those cases here. It looks so much more natural if you had like a whole diorama of those guys, extra guys, like working up the ladder here, and, you know, just doing stuff, working. So that's my collection of Cobra Ramp Rats. I really like those characters. I wish G.I. Joe would make more. Hopefully they'll go on sale soon, so you as a collector can buy even more of those guys. They're just generic troopers that you can use everywhere. And in theory, you should have more of those guys than infantrymen or even regular Vipers. You should have more of those guys, because those are the backbone of the Cobra forces. Most of them are not soldiers, they're not warriors. It's all the people in the background making sure everything runs smoothly, and that's what their function is. And you should have more of those guys than the regular Cobras, the fighters, and so on. So this is Hervé from Comic Book Bin, filling in since 2002. Like and subscribe.